Hey guys, how you doing? Back with another one today. And Xbox is back putting heads on the chopping block. So obviously, there's been reports about closures and downsizing within Microsoft, within Xbox, which, is a part of this, I guess, this next 100 days and the reset because of how, Xbox has supposedly only had like a 3% profit margin when they were aiming for Microsoft aimed for like 30% for them, which is ridiculous anyway. And it's just, these typical big tech companies pushing massive margins of profit and destroying, everything underneath if it doesn't fall in line with it, which is, yeah, anyways, that's another story. Another conversation, I guess. But it's been reported that Gears of War E-Day, has a budget. It's not 100% confirmed, but obviously it says right here around $400 million budget to develop this game. I think it's only going to be like a 15, 16 hour campaign. But this, with it being announced a console exclusive for just Xbox, this will not make its money back. Like Gears of War is a big franchise. It's one of the OGs for Xbox. It's like Halo Gears. But Gears sort of died somewhere along the way with all the releases past Gears 2, I reckon, in my personal opinion. It really fell off. And it's not the franchise it once was. It wasn't, it's not the solid Xbox 360 franchise that everyone knows Xbox for today anyway. This does look like a really good game, obviously. If you've seen the gameplay from the state of play, I'm going to get it. Looks awesome. But the other big problem is it's day one on Game Pass. So they're not going to be selling all these copies anyway. It's going to be people doing quick subs to Game Pass, playing it, and then probably canceling their Game Pass sub if they don't stick around for like multiplayer. But this is going to be the first sacrifice for, I guess, Xbox, mainly with the exclusive side of things, because they're not going to instantaneously make money and sell massive amounts of more consoles with their exclusives because they're not even making that many consoles and the price has gone up at this stage. The availability of them is like nowhere. Like in Australia now, you can just start buying Xbox Series X's again. For some reason, we had like a drought for months where you couldn't buy one. So they've got Gears of War, E-Day, and Clockwork, but it's gonna have to be short term pain for long term sort of gain with these exclusives. They're going to have to be, ramping up a fire. They've obviously got Halo going. I think they spent too much money on these games to make everything exclusive. That's why the state of play showcase, sorry. Halo is still going on to PS5, but they drew back Gears of War and they pulled Clockwork for Xbox. But, it's going to be a real slow progress over time. It's going to take them years to sort of build that back to being, a reason for people to purchase Xbox with these exclusives. I don't think Gears of War is really going to, it's not going to turn that many people back to purchasing a console just for this. But that's my opinion. Look, it is a decent sized franchise, but it's nothing big anymore, nothing great as it was. And obviously the gameplay and everything looks really good, but it's not like a whoa must get. It's not like a GTA. It's not like a Halo even. Like if Halo was to make a comeback, I know Halo's fallen off, but if Halo was to make a comeback, it'd be 100 times bigger than what Gears of War is ever going to be. So this is the first head to the chopping block. Hopefully this doesn't kill the franchise though. Like hopefully there's a realization that this is going to be something that hopefully they can break even with it. Well, they will eventually, most likely, but in the time frame, so it's not just like seen as a gaming franchise that needs to go to its death like so many others have. But hopefully, they keep it around for, I guess, another game later on when Xbox is in a healthy state. But yeah, it's the first head to the chopping block. Most exclusives, I guess, on this series, the Series X and S at the moment, they're probably going to be very similar because people aren't buying into this ecosystem. But Helix, the next generation, I think that's where this all takes off. And it makes a lot of sense if they do a good release with it and it's at a good price point. Now they're talking about, third-party partners coming in and making cheaper consoles because obviously the Helix, if you didn't know, which is the next Xbox console generation, the specs and everything to do with it are really high end. So they're enthusiast level products. So they're going to be way more expensive than a go out and get console. So you never know. They've partnered up with people like Asus in the past to sort of, make handhelds with ROG and everything. They might be able to, make a lower sort of memory version, put a different GPU on it and make like a Series S version of the next Helix or some sort of a lower powered model that can be more an entry level to people. I do like the idea of how they do that with Xbox. from release, and they have a lower and a higher powered version of a console that both run the same games, unlike what PlayStation does, where they release a base console and then slam a pro console late into its generation, which for me just doesn't make sense because you might as well just wait it out and purchase the next generation. But yeah, first head on the chopping block, Gears of War. It is, it's a sad bit of news because it's a great franchise, but sadly, it's not gonna move the needle enough to sort of, I guess, hopefully it doesn't completely swallow and cause big problems with Xbox and their exclusives, but we'll have to see. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Are you going to buy Gears of War? Do you like the franchise? Or are you just indifferent about it? Because that's what I think most people are at this stage. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one.